of the Lands of Alaire. Friends, Tori and Aaron of Joined by Gaming, my younger brother Tyler, and my older brother TJ, and we are super excited to jump back into the adventure of the Easthill Mines. But what's been up this week, TJ?
Well, as you can see, I'm significantly less beardy. So that's number one. Because I was Clark Kent for Halloween Comic Fest, a little comic shop.
Very well. Your Clark Kent costume was recognizable to some, at least.
Yeah, although I got a lot of Doctor Who's, and there was somebody else last night too, and I was also at the bar with 4 other Clark Kents. I was like sweet, awesome.
Which one looked the best, though?
I mean,
sounds like DC.
Yeah. Just the paid costume wearers.
Yes.
The viral marketing campaign. Yeah, and then after last week's session, I locked myself in my apartment and finished My Hero Academia and all of Season 3 of Daredevil. So,
wow.
Yeah.
I was Daredevil.
I thought the 3rd season was like the best yet.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Wilson Fisk is just brings it hard in this season. So.
There's been a lot of rumors about upcoming stuff like a Hawkeye show and a Scarlet Witch show and stuff like that. That could sound pretty awesome.
Yeah, it could be very cool.
I'm excited for the future of superhero TV. I think it's only been going up.
For sure.
What about you, Tyler?
I've been getting ready for Halloween.
Yeah, fair enough.
Haven't decided what I'm gonna go as.
I was gonna say, I haven't seen any costume work out of you.
What other prep is there? Just getting in the spirit.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Gotta get that mindset for Halloween. But yeah, that should. I think it'll be a good year.
All right, sweet deal. What about you guys, Tori and Aaron?
We've been working on. We have the event coming up this weekend.
Right.
For the marathon, so I've just been working double duty on that stuff. We have a venue now, and
nice.
It's really exciting. Looking forward to it.
Where can people see the info for that event?
It's going to be on our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/joinedbygaming.
Awesome.
We have an event set up.
There you go. So yeah, search Joined by Gaming. We have some awesome events coming up on their part. A fantastic charitable little group we got going on. And I'm going to pretty much kick us on in after a few more things. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you really enjoyed the Lands of Alaire, throw us a share. And make sure to follow the channel. And also, if you watch this post on YouTube, throw us a like and a share and subscribe to our channel. If we could hit 20 likes on this video, I would be so elated. So, let's jump back in with the recap. You guys, last we left off in episode 5, not episode 0. You were surrounded by undead by the Brighton Bridge. You had been brought there by Arena, a companion of Leander's, and fought off this negative energy presence that was there, defeating a great many skeletons and this undead abomination skeletal champion. Upon striking him down, you heard once again from Lady Starin, the former nobility of Loden, and she forewarned you once more about the corruption in the temple and how they are in cahoots with the Midnight Court, the local underground organization. She also happened to give you a very magical amulet, which ended up in Gilroy's hands.
Yeah.
Then you guys were brought to the temple, where you spoke with the halfling Groderin, who takes care of the temple, maintains it at night. He gave you a pretty sizable reward of 1,600 gold for your bravery at the Brighton Bridge, and then Arena said that she was going to go off and investigate on her own, see if she can gather resources to discover the source of the corruption in the temple. Then you guys went to the Karanon Dune, and that is where you met with the Midnight Court and Sibelius himself. Melee shoots an arrow right in the middle of them, right before a confrontation, kind of breaking up the tension of it, funnily enough. And you guys met with Sibelius in a back room and agreed to take on a job he had for a very sizable reward, a mysterious undertone to clearing out his recently acquired iron mine, the Easthill Iron Mine, just outside of town. Then you guys went to the iron mine after quite a bit of tension within the group as to if this is the right move to take next, and found it to be filled with quite a few bodies and quite a few giant spiders. You fought your way through the back of the first level of the mine and discovered that there is a strange room there among the bodies, and that's kind of where we left off, is with you guys deciding to barricade yourselves in a corner and rest up for the evening.
So, quickly, as a reminder, what's the amulet do? I don't think I actually wrote it down.
Protection, so +1 to AC, +1 to all saving throws.
I didn't really write it down, but I changed everything.
Yeah, it's a
Cool.
great one.
Yeah. And we sort of decided to take a rest here, right?
Yep, that was your intention. You had also heard some strange noises from the way down.
Yeah, goblin-esque.
As well as some dissonant whispering. Though not the spell dissonant whisper.
Can I still hear it?
Throw a perception if you'd like.
14.
Yeah, in the back of your mind, it seems almost ever-present emanating from that area if you approach it a little bit, so, yeah, it's not going away.
And it's not anything I've heard before?
Not a language you have heard before, no.
I will cast Comprehend Languages.
Alright. The whispers slowly go from this unintelligible mess of just nonsense words flowing in a very quieted voice. And then you manage to actually hear a few sentences. And it goes, "The old ones left this. Do not disturb it."
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I would share that with the group, definitely. Like,
Sure, so you venture out from this corner. You guys have barricaded yourselves in. Try and probably ponder on that rune once again and think, oh, I could use comprehend languages.
Yeah.
And that's what you get out of it. And it seems to pretty much be on a loop.
Okay.
I think Leander's humming away, rolling out his bedroll. And
Sure.
Sitting down, putting his back against one of the walls. And I think I say to the group as, I guess Gilroy's coming back with his knowledge, I probably say, maybe this mine isn't such a bad thing after all. It's always good to get a good fight in. It can, help calm us out a little bit. We've had a bit of a rough week.
I do get a little jittery if I don't get to swing my sword every now and again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, I don't know that this is going to help any. But I think it's fair to say those whispers I heard earlier are now, I used some magic, can comprehend them, and they are basically a warning. I mean, who saying the old gods left this place, or the old ones, and that we should not disturb it.
Well, that's interesting. The old ones.
Yeah, does that ring a bell at all to any of us?
You could attempt a knowledge check. It would just be... You could do history.
I'll give it a shot.
Sure.
17.
12.
Nothing on Gilroy.
I rolled a 1. So
Coming up.
that's just a hole in my knowledge.
Nothing on melee? Or...
15.
Okay. Erlon, the number one thing that comes to your mind as you think about this and ponder on it for a moment, the old ones, most of the civilizations of Alaire are about 3,000 years old. Some of the ruins that you've seen personally are older than that. The ooze pool, that kind of stuff, is no doubt more ancient than known civilization.
Seems like there's ancient magics at work here. We best tread lightly.
Well, I suppose it's kind of our duty to investigate this. Well,
We were hired for a job, although this does have me pondering whether it was worth it.
it's just a rune, Gilroy. I'm sure you can let us know when any magics are gonna,
Yeah,
curse us or...
I mean, they're in my head right now, telling me not to do this. So...
I just choose not to listen to those ones.
So do you guys rest up for the evening?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I also have... I would like to... so last session, I got a letter from Nonagus.
Yes.
The wizard, or my colleague that we found below the shrine with the portal, studying the portal. And Maylee, you took...
Sheet of notes.
a sheet of notes, yeah, for me to check out and sort of hold as collateral, I guess, yeah, insurance, so that I get some credit on the portal. But So I received a note saying, hey, I'm missing this thing. I've made good progress, but I can't find my notes. So I think Gilroy is first going to take it to, like, Melee. Sort of, say, yeah, so back at the tavern, I got a letter from our good friend Nonagus, and he was wondering about his missing notes. He seems to be sort of stuck in his research without them.
Good. I gave them to you for you to do what you wanted with them. If you want to give them back, that's up to you. But I don't trust him, and I don't think he's doing good work.
I guess I'm just curious what the play is here in terms of, I clearly have some leverage, but it's preventing it from being published. So, what I should do in that sense.
Does he need... I don't know that much about magic or what's on the note page. It's over my head. But maybe you can give him information in pieces and let him continue that way and give you credit for those. If he's in contact with the school now, maybe he can tell them you're currently helping instead of just waiting till the end.
Yeah, that might work. Just sort of piecemeal it out, make sure he knows I have this all over him, and make sure I get my credit for the work we all did together. Any thoughts, Leander or Lon?
I'm on the same side as Melee. I don't know how much I trust the man. That ooze realm seemed very dangerous.
Very dangerous indeed.
Well, if we make it out of this, then I think that's how I'll proceed. Send a bit of it. Let him know it's in good hands. And move forward that way. Thank you.
Just seems like you're going through a lot of trouble to get credit from some school that I just feel like they won't give it to you.
I mean, it is cutthroat, but as I've said, if I don't produce some results at some point, back to the library.
And knowing how your original expedition went with Melee, your intention to find what you were looking for out there in Sarangar and it not really panning out, Gilroy was pretty desperate there. He needed something that he could report back. And that is what you had found.
Where is this school anyways, Gilroy?
Well, it's south of here.
It's in Western Farrenwell.
Yeah. I just don't know that I
No,
want to share that.
Right,
Exactly, yeah.
No, south of here is,
pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, south of here, sort of off the beaten path, but quite prestigious.
Maybe we'll visit someday.
I'd like that. I'd like to show you what it's like there.
All right.
And the rest goes by rather quietly, with the exception of the occasional noise arising from the levels downward. And you guys awaken quite refreshed compared to how you were feeling previously. And Gilroy, I would permit you another Arcana check before you guys continue along, if you would like to try and check out that rune again.
Right, see if sleeping on it brought any new knowledge to light.
Sure.
That's a 12.
Certainly a planar rune.
Right.
But nothing jumping out quite yet about it.
Okay.
And so you guys awaken, quite refreshed. That's a long rest, so you get all of your spells and abilities back, and you are at max HP. And when you awaken, do you guys head on down? Push further?
I suppose so, yeah.
Cool. Boom. That'll take us to mine level 2. And our party is over in this corner. It's over in the left corner.
Which
You're,
left?
you're probably on select.
It's just dark.
I'm-
It's
It's just very dark. Jeez.
There we go.
You see them?
Yep.
But they cannot see themselves.
I can see everybody. I have dark vision.
I was gonna say,
I do not.
Let me reset the fog on this.
Just a human.
just a human.
I mean, when you can be anything, almost.
You do have a good torch, though.
Yes.
Everlasting.
I'm probably carrying it.
You guys
Get
There
any
goes
more
the dog.
spider webs.
still cannot see everything, huh?
No.
Well, I thought I had this all figured out.
It's a lot to know.
It is. Alright, so I'll...
Extra mysterious.
Yeah, right? It's incredibly so.
This darkness, it's unnatural.
What is it?
There we
Boom.
go.
There we go. Sorry about that.
This is advanced darkness.
I actually had to turn off advanced fog of war in order for us to have vision, so... Funnily enough,
Awesome.
no. Gilroy, you actually have a little bit more health than that. Boom.
You're probably back to full, right?
Yes, you are.
Long rest.
So you guys delve on down further into the Easthill Iron Mines and make your way about 20 feet more subterranean than where you were previously, which was a very surface-level strip mine kind of deal. And the tracks no longer go any further down. It's as if this was excavated in a completely different manner than the original mine, with a different intent almost, like they were trying to cut a path instead of trying to find veins of ore.
Right.
I guess we'll forge onward.
Yep, pushing on into the darkness, you guys come to this point where you see some more spider webs. Surprise, surprise.
So are we sticking with the same plan? As we'll just set everything on fire and see what happens?
Seem to work upstairs.
Yeah.
Alright, so you burn those away?
Yeah.
Okay. Those easily melt away like the previous ones, though notably, they were a bit older and cobwebby as compared to those.
Okay.
There's also a path to your north,
And one to the...
and one to the
Right.
east, yeah. Right.
I don't know, we seem to have good luck.
With
Just like
that?
finding the way through the place.
Yes, you always take the quickest path. But this time, maybe not.
You had Silas pick last time.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, he's telling me he wants to go right.
Very well.
I like that plan.
Yeah, I mean, we were supposed to clear out the mines. Clearly something left this spiderweb here, so maybe whatever it is back there.
And as you journey forward, you know that there is another way you can go north, and a very dead, shriveled up spider at the top of that hallway.
Good.
Seems like there's something,
Very good, Maylee. Very good.
but that means there's something big enough to kill these things reliably.
It is suspicious.
Maybe
one
they
of you like to come with me and see, inspect the wounds that it may have sustained, or
head north. Is that the?
we can just keep going.
Let's
Although-
do it together.
All together?
Yes.
Alright, you guys make your way on up to that spider, which is where you see an additional rune of sorts, once you get to the top up here.
That one looks bigger.
I'm guessing that intrigues you, Gilroy.
Yeah.
It is very much so a similar wound, and Erlon, if you'd like to inspect the spider, you can make a survival check, or a nature check, whichever you prefer.
I'll do nature, because I'm better in that.
Alright.
13.
13, you know, no doubt that this spider was killed by dehydration of some sort. It does not have any stab wounds, it's not surrounded by that black ichor they seem to leak when they're wounded. This one just shriveled up and all of the water left its body.
So yeah, I pick up the legs and kind of like examine it. I break one off.
Sure, yeah.
This is a little suspicious, Gilroy. It seems this. I know you're probably looking at the rune, like. Okay. All the water seems to have left this spider's body.
Curious.
I don't see any fatal wounds from weapons or teeth or any sort of battle.
Well, this could be a number of things. None of them good. It's hard to say for sure with just the husk here. We might have to find the perpetrator.
And in front of you, Gilroy, is a ruin of sorts, a very man-made entrance beyond this cavern that's been dug out, and it is constructed of this very yellow stone.
What do you make of this?
Oh, well, this is clearly...
Yeah, you can roll some more if you'd like to.
Okay.
Arcana.
Yeah, Arcana would be 17.
Yeah, no, finally it clicks. This is almost no doubt a abyssal rune. It's from the 68th layer of the abyss, the plane of chaos and demons, and it is generally considered to be really, really bad.
I move up to Gilroy and I put my hand on his shoulder and I bend down and look at it. Yeah. What's this?
It's finally come to me. This is a demon seal.
I immediately grip my greatsword, just like...
Demons are no small business, Gilroy. This has me worried.
Yeah, between the dissonant whispering, the demon seals, the dehydrated giant spiders, I don't know how to proceed.
Seems like a lot of warnings.
Yes.
Spiders is a job, demons is a duty. I guess I have to investigate.
That's your intention, then.
Yeah.
Certainly, the ruins behind you draw your attention.
Yeah.
Oh,
I will
there
stand
we
with
go.
you, Leander, but we must be very careful.
Very.
And so, you
going on?
guys make your way. It's taking forever to respond to what I'm telling you to do. You guys are going to journey into the ruins there, make your way deeper in there.
I'm gonna cast Divine Sense as we move in.
Okay, there is a negative presence here.
Okay.
Any specific order you guys would like to take?
Sounds like Leander's up front.
He is charging in, yes.
Yeah.
I'll be right behind him.
Okay. You guys got room to shuffle around here. How's that look?
Sure.
Okay. And you guys journey on in until you kind of reach this cross point here. Seems like this hallway goes further down to some kind of doorway down there, and then there's a larger room through an additional hallway over there to the east.
Let's say we finish this hallway before we head into this larger area.
Sure.
All right.
I would not like to be trapped by something else moving forward, so I agree.
So what you find when you get to the end of this hallway is a slightly crooked wooden door.
Closed?
Open, but mostly closed.
Can I try and be stealthy about this?
Oh, sure.
Just try and peek my head in.
With your disadvantage?
Yeah.
Yes. You could certainly try. 5. You peek your way in, and what appears before you, coalescing in the darkness, is a shadow. A man-shaped silhouette that suddenly stands up from the ground and takes form in front of you. And that's no doubt initiative time.
Alright.
Seems like something I can't shoot.
Depends on what arrows you use.
Leander might not have been stealthy, but he was very ready for this.
That's good.
No good on them. Shadows aren't at the ready. Gilroy,
13.
13. Leander,
17.
17. Erlon.
10.
10. Melee.
19.
19. Alrighty. Ooh. There we go. Boom. Look at Melee first. Melee, you definitely hear Leander jump back a bit, but moving through this hallway is it's very close quarters.
Yeah, I probably, take a step back and ready myself, the, weight of my armor shifting as I kick open the door and, really make a little bit more space for us to fight this thing.
Sure. What you can do, seeing as you're not really in too much of a position to act, is ready in action, where I'll shoot an arrow back down the hallway if something comes that way, or, it's the best way to just be ready, unless you would like to push up and make a shot at it.
Because you could always actually go here too. And that way...
Behind me.
Yeah, that way you're on like this side of the door too.
Yeah, you could do that.
You want to do that? Yeah, alright.
Coolio runs on over here. You can definitely make it. It's difficult terrain to move through other people, so it's not like they won't just block you. They'll get out of your way. And then, yeah, you can position your bow in such a way after Leander kick that door open to make a shot at the shadow. What type of arrow are you going to use?
I'm going to use one of my magic arrows.
Probably a good choice.
Nice. They'll be easy to find once you shoot them, and I doubt they'll break.
14 hits a shadow, yeah.
Okay.
And then you have a additional +1 to damage because it is a magic arrow. 10, okay. Ooh. Yeah. The magic arrow definitely sinks right into it and then hits the ground, falling with a slight and you see that no doubt it can hit incorporeal things. Which brings us to Leander.
I think I'll just move in and finish this thing off.
Alright.
So, my weapon isn't magical right now, because I don't have Sacred Weapon activated.
Right.
I'll take a swing at it with just the Masterwork Longsword.
Okay.
A 1.
No!
Slices right through this thing.
Yeah, exactly. It does give you the opportunity to find out that a regular attack is not going to affect it at all. Which brings us to Gilroy.
I think I'm just going to keep an eye on the back.
Okay, good idea, because one pops up behind you.
Yeah. Alright, so I turn, thinking like, man, this could be really bad, as Erlon said, if we get trapped in the middle of this. And, yeah, face to face with one.
2, in fact.
2, great. Can I make an attack?
Yes, you can.
I think I'll magic missile.
Okay.
2 to the one in... I'll just do all 3 to the one in front.
Alright, so throw your D4. It hits instantly.
Yeah, so spinning, drawing his quarterstaff, pointing it at the shade, marching down the hall, releases.
Sounds good.
That's a 4, so it's going to be 15.
Alright, yeah.
Pretty much max damage.
Which nearly kills it. Very close. Which brings us to Erlon. Erlon, this concerns you. These things are incorporeal.
Yeah, these are not natural and offend every core of my being.
Yeah.
So
they don't really bleed.
seeing Leander's strike go right through them and then seeing Gilroy turn and, they're all right there. I'm actually going to take out my longbow.
Okay.
Knock my one magic arrow, pull back, and see if I can actually hit the one behind the one that Gilroy just said.
Sure, okay. And it's a +1 arrow that you had?
Yeah.
Alright.
One of the magic ones. That is 10.
A 10 to hit?
Yeah.
Goes flying on past him. It hits the back of the hallway with a tink, but it doesn't seem to have shattered. These magic arrows are very recoverable.
Awesome.
Which brings us to the ghosts. The shadows. 2 move up on you, Gilroy. I need you to make 2 Constitution saving throws.
No.
Leander, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
That was lucky.
Oh, 6.
6. Gilroy, you are paralyzed.
Oh.
19.
19, you are feeling fine, Leander. This thing reaches forward with a very cold, shadowy hand, grasps on your chest, but you manage to power through. and feel alright. Gilroy, generally the same scene, except there's two on you, and the moment that the icy grip hits you, you feel like you are just frozen in place. Which brings us to Melee. Melee, you have some magic arrows left, I think, right?
Yes, I do.
Sweet deal. I was counting on it.
You can help Leander out, or you can
Yeah.
hit one of the other two.
I'll go to try and help Gilroy.
Okay.
The one that's been already hit.
You shuffle to the side a little bit and shoot at that one that is actively grabbing at Gilroy. And for how much?
15.
15 hits.
And it's the magic arrow.
Yes.
So it's 6 plus 1.
Right.
So 7.
Okay, that is definitely a dead one. It falls to the ground, just kind of crumpling in on itself, and then with a slight of shadow to the ground, it disappears. All of those arrows are recoverable as well, which brings us to Leander.
So, when you said my attack, like, did nothing, did
Did
it
nothing.
literally, like, even if...
Even if you were to hit it normally.
Okay. Well then, I'll take a swing at it. This time, my weapon glowing with divine energy.
Okay.
A 11.
11 will not hit.
Okay.
Gilroy, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Let's see if Gilroy is locked.
Steel yourself!
Yeah. Eyes wide. 9.
No, you're still paralyzed. They're alone.
These things are gonna be
Did
tough.
you have your staff out?
Yes.
Is it magical? Do we remember?
It is. It's a nimble quarterstaff.
It's a masterwork. You do have a magical dagger.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a magic dagger.
Okay, so I remember that Gilroy has a magical dagger, and seeing that my weapons are pretty much worthless, I'm just gonna go up to Gilroy and try to find the dagger real quick
Sure.
on this person.
So I think you reach into my robe.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe you've seen it draw it from his hip
There we
in
go.
the past.
I got the advanced fire ward work. Sorry about the technical stuff there. For some reason, it betrayed me in the beginning, but we're all good. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I don't know. Maybe you reach for that, and as you open the robe, you hear a hiss from Silas. But I imagine you can find it.
Oh yeah, and you're not making it difficult on him because you're not moving. So yeah, you reach in, you see that runic dagger covered in these purple runes that Gilroy has used magically many times, and trusting that that is a magically infused weapon, you take it from its sheath, and there is the shadow before you.
Cool. And now, am I also able to attack this turn, or does that count?
Yeah, no, that's. I'll say it was a bonus action to unsheath that, a move to get there, so you have an attack.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm just gonna, I grab the dagger and almost in like a panic, just try to slash right across its face.
Okay.
Man. That is a 7.
Yeah, it's a finesse weapon too. Yeah, no, that one is. These things are surprisingly dexterous. It moves back when you slash out on it. They're very reactive, which brings it to the Shadow's turn. Leander, Constitution saving throw, and Erlon, this one's going to try and swipe back at you. With a 22 to hit, it's going to be dealing 2d6 psychic damage.
Oh,
Jeez.
of course, against the barbarian.
So it's going to be 6 damage in total from that, as its cold, shadowy hand slashes across your chest and leaves an unnatural wound.
I got a 16 on my
You're good.
Constitution.
Which brings us to the top of the order with Melee. Decisions.
I can shoot pretty well between Erlon and Gilroy.
You are a
now,
sharpshooter,
right?
so I think you ignore disadvantage from
Yeah.
shooting into melee combat, so you're all good on that.
Okay, I'm gonna try and do.
Okay, go for it.
13.
13 hits. That is their AC.
Of course.
And 9.
9. Boom, another arrow with a very similar effect. It definitely, they dislike magic.
Was that with the, does it matter that, should we get the plus 10 damage for
Sorry.
that? Or would it not? Because
No,
because I
it-
didn't do the.
Yeah, you would need to preemptively announce. You could make it a sharpshooter. Did you count it as a plus 3 to hit, or yeah, then
okay. My
so
bad.
you could definitely do that against these creatures, but going for the accuracy is probably a better idea at the moment. Which brings us from melee to Leander. Leander, this thing is slipperier than you thought.
Yeah. How many magic arrows do you have left?
2,
You have 2 left?
without having to try to recover.
Right.
There's like 3
Okay.
on the ground around here.
Yeah. That's what I was going to do if she didn't have any. I was just going to run past and try and throw her one, but I'll take another swing at this one.
Okay.
Oh, this one's a hit. 13.
Yes.
Just
Just cutting it close on these attacks this time.
this should put it out. 6. 14.
Yeah, this one
17.
This one doesn't even do the whole going to the ground as this smoky shadow and then dissipating. This one just gets cut down with a flash of light and disappears.
And then I run out into the hall, seeing Gilroy unmoving, I suppose,
Yeah.
and Erlon slashing wildly at the shade. I move up, and can I kind of pull Gilroy? Well, I suppose that'll be a next turn thing.
Yeah, it would be a full action to move someone
Yeah.
who cannot move themselves. Which brings us from Leander to Gilroy. Gilroy, classic wizard's problem.
12?
12 will do it.
Alright, sorry. And I see now, I suppose, I don't know if I could see it or not in the past couple rounds, but yeah, Erlon is slashing away with my dagger.
Yep.
Can I act?
If you make a saving throw, you would actually make that saving throw at the end of your turn.
Right,
So,
okay, yep.
right. Erlon,
I
you're
look a little panicked,
Yeah.
unsure of myself,
Yeah.
and surprised.
Seeing that we're being pretty well evaded, or these guys are evading our attacks, I'm going to use a reckless attack and just literally start slashing at the air wildly.
just lunging forward as much as you can.
Yes. And that would have been, or that is a 12.
Damn.
Trading on, Erlon.
Oily boys.
Despite your best efforts, you just can't quite seem to get a hand on this thing. And I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw, Erlon.
That is a 16.
16, you're good. You feel this thing, reach into you and actually, go through the armor and the skin, and you feel a coldness in your chest, but you push through, and you continue on slashing away at this thing as it just dodges back and forth. And its turn was that, and there are no more there, so melee. You got more magic arrows.
I'm gonna try and shoot through everyone else.
yeah, literally shooting through legs.
11.
Nope.
Yeah.
Which brings us to Leander. Leander, you could move through Gilroy
Yeah.
as difficult terrain.
I'll push through him,
Okay.
and I don't know what to do. Do I really want to burn a...
Another divine smite.
Right. How much damage have you taken?
I've only taken a little bit. I'm okay.
Yeah, they're not strong by any means. They're just
No.
scary.
Yeah.
Tricky. They're tricky.
Do they make
Leander.
any noise or anything, or just like...
Like a rustling wind as they move about, and that's about the extent of it. You can't hear them. They don't evoke anything through their mouths or anything, and they don't make noise as they slash. It's just this wind sound.
If Erlon doesn't kill it, I'll swing at it.
Okay. Gilroy? You are active and alive?
Yeah, I'll use Firebolt.
Okay.
So the end of my quarterstaff begins to singe and smoke. And I let loose a bolt for 14.
14 will hit.
That hits. And then roll up some damage.
Oh, D10.
Oh, 1.
Boom!
Okay.
Erlon.
Again, I'm just going to be hacking Wild Alley, going, "Be gone, spirit!" So that's... oh, man. 7?
Okay. Leander's put an end to this.
Okay, you
Circus.
21.
Yes.
for Jesus, 4, 6, 9 damage.
2 shadows, people.
was 3.
That kills it. You got it. Bringing your divine smite down on it. Is that your second one for the day, and that's it?
I have another one.
Okay. You bringing
I
it
have one
down.
more.
It cuts right through with a mighty cleave. It disappears much like the other ones. And Melee, I'd like you to make a perception check real quick.
11.
That's good enough. There is not much to this room that you guys were looking into previously, notably a skeleton, and then some pottery, but it's only really one piece of together pottery. The rest of it is just shattered remains across the floor, and in those remains glints something very shiny in the torchlight.
Can I see what it is?
Yeah. Approach, shuffle through those real quick, and you see that it is a very deep red ruby that you pick up, which I even have labeled. Oh, there she is, Ruby. It looks precious.
I'm gonna pick it up and show it to the rest of the group.
Sure.
I'll go back out into the hallway.
Okay, so you bring that back on out, showing to the other guys what you had found in there.
Just in case it takes control of your body or something.
I found
The
this
source
thing.
of the curse.
I don't like hiding things. I feel like I'd just be like
Right.
being super secretive about this ruby.
So as a paladin, can I tell, these are undead?
Yes. This is the remnants of a curse. These
Right.
things are of undead nature.
We'll have to be careful for more of these cursed spirits as we move on. They certainly proved tough.
Yes, that was quite scary. I didn't know if I was gonna shake that thing or not. Thank you, Erlon. I'm glad you had the mind to pull my dagger out. In the meantime, what did you find there?
It was in the room.
May I?
Yeah, it is a palm-size, gorgeous ruby. You estimate it could be worth like 1,000 gold pretty easily.
Be careful with that, Gilroy. This place has a dark energy around it. I don't want anything adverse effects.
Yeah, preferably not. I mean, shall I hold on to it, or would you like it back?
I'll hold on to it.
Well,
Cool.
this is happening. I
Fine.
want to gather.
Gather
I'll
the
gather
arrows?
melee
Yeah.
and ice arrows.
Okay.
just-
Yeah, you
while
don't have to
everybody's
go
talking.
anywhere you haven't checked already. You go up this way, grab the arrow that had been flung to the end of the hallway, and Melee, I'm guessing you grabbed all the ones that were in that room while grabbing the arrow. And you guys, yeah, you can recover all of those. Magic arrows are quite tough.
Yeah.
You guys get back in position for continuing the expedition?
I suppose so.
Cool. We'll go home.
Dungeon delving is dangerous work. Like,
We are not good in subterranean environments.
no, yeah.
It's been established. Honestly, bad stuff happens when we go underground.
When it comes to, Leander's training as a paladin, dungeon delving was like he hated it, right? Just because he's a big guy and dungeons are very close quarters.
Oh yes, when head paladin Leothel told you, "The practice dungeon with you, Leander," there was always a shiver down your spine. And you guys come back up. There was no additional way out that way, and come back up to that intersection of the hallways where there's this larger room beyond, and then kind of a secondary hallway adjacent to this one.
Right. Well, I suppose I'll take a step into the kind of cross section here.
Sure. You see another closed door up that way. And beyond here, yeah, you see, I'll let you peek into this room real quick.
Sure.
You see quite a bit of pottery, very ancient, some of it with very light script upon it that is in no language you understand. And a very old table. Like, this might have been a place where people just used to live.
Are the stairs up or down?
Those ones are up.
Not that much matters, I guess, but
Some more pottery in a creek.
And another closed
open
door.
door.
Yep.
Well, which way do we want to go?
Can I sneak up to the door?
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
Try and open it without.
By the way, that the dark bud that you guys got, a fan favorite of my creations for Alaire, dark bud, gives you a +10 to stealth. It makes the difference for everyone, so just keep that in mind.
yeah, I had thought about it earlier.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember
took a
how
look at it.
long it lasts.
1 hour.
Well, that's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, since I thought of it
Or
earlier.
actually 10 minutes, my bad.
Okay, yeah.
I was like,
That's a
wow,
little
that's really
different.
good.
Yeah.
What do you like?
I had to think of the pass without trace spell real quick. I thought it was an hour, but 10 minutes.
Do you guys want to go up this hallway or?
I think we should clear out as we go. I don't want to be surrounded by, taken unawares by the spirits. They seem to have given us enough trouble already.
And I doubt they care much for doors,
Yeah.
So
you guys want to go up that
Melee,
hallway?
if you want to sneak up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I have to...
Yep.
Oh.
Oh.
So.
A natural one on that?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Melee, you make it up this way. I'll say that everyone just kind of grouped at the end of the hallway here. And you make it up that way, and you were so sneaky right up until you got to the door. And when the door opened, and everything heard it.
It's good.
Which is gonna
Everything's
be,
good.
that's definitely gonna be another initiative roll on your guys' part.
Sorry.
Gilroy, do you mind if I borrow this? And I flip the dagger in my hand.
Oh, no, please.
What you got?
11.
11. Natural 1, so good luck on you. These guys suck at initiative.
Just flip them.
What's that noise?
So 1, 11 for Gilroy.
Yes.
Erlon,
12.
12. Leander,
11.
11. Melee,
12.
12.
What's your dex?
-1.
Mine is as well, so.
But yours is a 9, mine's an 8, so.
It seems to get it somehow. I don't know if it goes by alphabetical, but we always seem to do it right.
Alright.
Melee first. Melee, you were at the ready at least when that door creaked wide open. And yes, beyond you see 2 more skeletons, and coalescing through their rib cages come these silhouettes of men like you have seen before. What would you like to do?
Can I see them on the
Ooh.
screen? You can't quite know where they are.
Can you see them now? Yeah.
Um,
Corners.
I guess I'll use one of my magic arrows for the one on the left.
Okay.
19.
Yes.
Solid hit.
11.
11 damage. And it hisses, this wispy, windy hiss, and it kind of coalesces after that arrow just shoots a big punching hole through it and then falls to the ground as if it had hit something physical. Which brings us to Erlon.
Yeah, so I take the dagger and I charge up there.
Okay.
And I don't think I can make it all the way to them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You would be able to make it here in 1 move action. So you could make it to them with a full move. If you'd like to just put yourself in front of them.
And then that would be my turn.
That would be your turn, yeah.
I think judging by how far I've gone and everything, I'm going to flip the dagger in my hands and try to throw it
Okay,
at the one that melee hit.
sure.
Be careful!
So is this dagger, does this have like a +1 or anything to
It does.
or-
It has an innate +1, otherwise it uses dexterity.
Okay, and now I'm using dexterity because I'm throwing it, correct?
Yes.
So that's 19
Yeah.
and a d4
Yep.
+1. 4 damage, or
4
5 damage, sorry.
5 damage. Kills it just enough.
Nice.
The dagger hits it, sticks in the air for a moment, and the thing just bursts all over the room with this shadowy effect. And the dagger, much like the arrows, falls to the floor with a tung, 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 tung. It's weird when these things die.
I do not like it.
No, not at all. It's definitely disconcerting for you in particular, Erlon, because everything you've ever studied or faced personally is very physical. These things are not.
Not in the past couple days.
No.
It's been, yeah.
Gilroy.
All right. I suppose I'll walk up to the end of the hallway. Sort
That's
of
where
rush
you
up there
go.
to meet my friends.
Yep.
Yeah, it's as far as I can get, huh?
Yeah, you just watched me throw the dagger.
Yeah, sort of elbow or line. I didn't think you were going to throw it. Hope it's okay. What's the sitch? All right, so we got. Can I hit him or?
There's no reason you couldn't.
I mean,
peer
magic
around that
missile
corner, yeah.
is definitely gonna hit him. All right, I'll burn one more. First level spell.
Not bad.
So that's 3, 4,
12.
12 damage.
Boom. Magic missile certainly seems to be just as effective as any other magic thing. Which brings us to Leander.
I'm just gonna run, just dash right past these guys and
All right,
get up next
pushing
to
on
it.
past them, you run up to the shadow, ever so brave, Leander. And now it's going to make an attack against you.
You know me.
A 19?
Yes.
So disappointed. For 7 psychic damage.
Wow.
As it slashes out at you. Which brings us to the top of the order with melee.
I'll stay where I am and just.
Just
use
give
one
it
of my
another
other-
shot. Yeah. Oh, roll the hit.
She did.
Yeah.
Oh.
11.
No.
Yeah.
Ka-chung! Close quarters archery. It's always difficult. Erlon, that dagger is in the middle of the room now.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to run up to the dagger,
Okay.
kind of like slide, pick it up,
Yeah,
and
you
then
can do
immediately try to stab it into the back of this one.
Give it a go.
And now, can I use strength and dexterity for this? Or, I mean, not
Daggers
strength and,
are
but
only finesse weapons, so you're
okay.
forced to use dexterity when.
Gotcha.
But you do have proficiency with daggers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, 11?
No. These things are trouble.
Yep.
I'm not used to such puny weapons.
Yeah. Right. Gilroy.
All right. I'll move out into the room now.
Like here.
Yeah. That I can. Now that I have some more movement.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, make way, and put the end of my staff, smoldering as it goes, to the chest of this thing with a 17.
Yes.
Nice.
Firebolt on a D10. 5.
5 had 5 HP left. Fire smothers this thing and takes it out. Which leaves you in the quiet of this room. You do hear, beyond the way, I'm just going to use melee for vision purposes, you see that the walls are busted rubble down that way, and you do hear the sound of goblin chatter, which you are familiar with from your time in the north now. Don't know what they're saying, but you do know that's goblins.
Is that a chest behind me?
There's a chest there.
What are you gonna do about it?
I would like to try and open it.
It's a mimic.
I was hoping for it.
Okay, yeah, no, the lock is rusted and easily pried open, and within you find about 400 gold pieces in jewelry and ancient cloth.
Well, fair is fair. Everyone, take a look. Get your hand full.
Like we're stealing right off your plate. Like.
Leander,
I thought to open the chest.
something catches your eye very quickly. Beside one of these skeletons in a bit of rubble, something glints there.
We'll take a look at it.
Walking on up next to this guy, you search through the rubble for a bit, and the first thing you find is the hilt of a blade. And then pulling out from the just piles of rocks and broken walls, you find a very shiny, silverish blade that has some gorgeous engravings on it, and it appears to be, no doubt, a magical weapon.
Awesome.
For now, it counts as a +1 longsword.
All right. I stow my masterwork one, and I suppose, does it have a scabbard under the rubble as well?
No.
Well, I'll just keep it in my hand then.
You see, the way that skeleton was positioned, it seemed as though he had actively fought something off
Right.
that died here, and much of his clothing is rotted away now.
Gotcha. Well, I suppose I show everyone that I've found it, and I go, my divine energy is weakening here. Hopefully this will help with fighting off these spirits. I don't think we'll have to worry about the goblins for now. I'm sure they'll probably think of this place as quite evil and too much for them. I doubt we have to worry about them coming in here. They probably had enough trouble with it.
So do you think we should return?
Go back to that
I was
room.
gonna say, I think we should press on in this ruin.
One problem at a time.
Yeah.
No, I decided to break rank and mess up everything up. We can go back.
There's some stuff in there, apparently.
Yeah, what's that thing?
What's that? Oh, that table there?
Yeah.
That table is covered in ancient pottery and glasswork, funnily enough, and some of it seems to be filled with some liquid.
Take a look, Gilroy.
Do your thing.
You prod me on with your new sword, are you? You're... Nat 20.
Oh, yeah, no, that is a greater healing potion.
There you go.
It's nothing.
This party shares all the loot with each other. We're not selfish. Yeah, no, it's old and rather sludgy, but it's all the right components.
It'll come in handy.
You guys, alright, we're gonna just put you back in position, and you're gonna make it to that major room down there.
Yep.
Coolio. Boom, boom, boom. You guys walk on down and make your way down to this area. And find it to be filled with more skeletons for sure. And you do note as you enter this room and your light bears within it, some of those shadows seem to now be kind of just creeping away from you, staying at the edge of your torchlight and making sure not to come too close.
That's strange.
Yeah, and if I, like, approach...
If you approach, they will move back until you're, alone, then they'll kill you.
okay. I see.
Otherwise, the room seems pretty quiet with the exception of another somewhat open doorway down to the south.
All these ghosts been trying to mind their own business, and we've just kind of been bursting into their bedrooms and killing them.
Well, Melee. The holy business of a paladin.
Yeah.
We're cleansing this place of the spirits. We're helping these people.
Okay.
They're cursed to remain here until someone clears them out.
Violently.
They don't know any better than to attack us. We are disturbing their resting place.
Alright, I can accept that.
I don't know. They feel pretty evil without, humanizing them.
Oh.
Plus, we saw a demonic rune on the way in.
Exactly.
Though, no, that doesn't exactly discourage you, Leander. Much of this is what you trained for.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
Divine Sense says this is negative energy. The Silver Keepers said never let that persist.
Exactly.
So,
No, yeah, I don't feel any problems with
No.
with banishing these spirits.
what would you guys like to do?
I suppose we head to the south first.
I'll be sneaky and check that out.
Okay, let's see if this works out.
Go ahead.
All right.
I'll be waiting there.
It's the only open door.
Oh!
Natural 20.
Yes, finally.
Good job, Erlon.
So what you see...
This is how it's done.
Yeah. Melee's got a bit too much metal on.
Just because Erlon doesn't wear boots.
Yeah, exactly. Right, I was gonna say he's got like
Callous
He's got like
feet.
furs on. Like.
So what you see beyond that door is a pile of rubble, underneath which some poor unfortunate fellow seems to have been crushed. If you would like to make a investigation check,
I'm gonna call everybody towards me first. Looks clear.
okay? And it
We'll
does.
see.
boom. So yeah, anyone who wants to can throw an investigation check.
Sure. This is something Leander's interested in. This whole place. Just doesn't mean he knows what's going on. 13.
13?
21.
21?
7.
Looks like some rocks fell.
On this guy.
Yeah, me and Erlon.
Yeah, this guy crawled under them.
Mainly, you actually go up to the rocks and start digging through a little, suspecting that the dude underneath them might have had something on him. And what you do, in fact, find as you clear them away is... I must be on the... There we go. Is a similar looking to the ruby, similar sized anyway, a diamond. A very white, kind of quartzy looking, unclear diamond.
I'm just gonna hold it up so they all see it and put it with the ruby. I'm gonna hold on to
Sure,
it.
okay.
Melee, you're good at finding things. Is that why Gilroy hired you?
In part.
Nothing to do with the bow or the shooting, just my finding.
A little column A, a little column B. I mean, you know,
What
well-rounded.
what were you looking for in the beginning, anyways?
We're gonna talk about this now.
Wow.
I mean, presumably we can move a bit and
Oh,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
this stuff.
I do my
I'll
best
put you guys
thinking
out
on the
in common room because
Yeah.
there's nothing left in there.
Right. I was chasing a lead on a very special person. I think I had heard tale of an Azamar in Sarangar that's of much interest to my school, and unfortunately, before I could get too close, I ended up at the forward camp.
Right. I think Leander stays silent, kind of contemplating what
Yeah.
situation that would have been. You know.
Azamar being half angels.
Right. That's pretty intriguing to
It's a big deal, yeah.
Leander.
There are no Azamar on Alaire. As
Right.
far as it's known, there are tieflings, but Azamar are not really a race that exists except for in legend.
Right.
While they're
Yes.
talking, I'm gonna inspect that to the east.
Okay. You know, just peer up here a little bit.
Yeah.
There is one of those shadows, and as you peer in, this one does not seem to be moving away. So I'm going to need an initiative.
Look at the dagger. Let's try this again.
Yep. These guys, ever present, pretty much. What did you throw, Erlon?
16.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Mainly. She was on the back. She was putting that thing in her
Mainly?
satchel.
4.
4. Gilroy?
12.
12. Leander?
8.
8.
Just about average for Leander.
Ooh, 6.
We got too comfortable in conversation.
And then Erlon decided to go looking at things.
Yeah, come on, Erlon. Why'd you have to go do that?
I'm trying to keep us safe.
So, mainly that has you going first, and as this one materializes before Erlon, more of them start appearing all around you, and there's one pretty much directly to the right of you.
She's going last, isn't she?
Is she?
Yeah, she
Oh,
rolled
Melee
natural
got 8.
1. Yeah.
4. She had a 12 in there for some reason. I must have mixed you guys up. Erlon,
Yeah.
that one appears before you.
Yeah. Seeing that it doesn't look like it's running away, I just kind of smile at it. All right, here we go.
All right.
And I
you
run
fire?
in. Yeah, and just slash at it.
Okay.
It's 12 plus...
13 hits. So.
Okay, yeah, so I rolled a 15.
Yeah, you're good.
3 damage.
Woo! It's something at least. Gilroy.
There's only one,
There's 2 in this room.
but not next to each other.
No, on opposite ends. One
Oh,
here,
I see.
and then, yeah.
All right, I think I'll turn to the one next to Melee,
Okay.
since I can more readily see that one, and I can hear him wrestling to my side. And I'm going to This is sort of a new one. I think Gilroy's gonna like. I don't know how I want this to play out. I was picturing him like blowing at the end of his staff, so like sort of setting it out in front of him, and
Right.
and this bubble forms of this green, noxious, bubble liquid, and it floats over to the shade, and it has to make a dex save.
Okay. It fails.
All right, it's gonna take a whole d6. 4 damage.
4. It's an interesting one. What is that?
Acid splash.
Acid splash, except a little more bubbly. It's like a Bulbasaur. Use acid splash.
Squirtle, but yeah.
Right, Squirtle, my bad. Leander.
I'm gonna go ahead and run on up to the shade up by Erlon.
Okay.
And
Our resident anime guy here to correct me.
Our Pokemon podcast.
and swing with this nice new
Yeah.
silvery sword.
Very well balanced. Feels
Yeah.
good in the hand.
No, it didn't. No, I
But you're
think
just a
I think-
goofball.
I mean an 8, but I think I just didn't get. I was too far away. I started swinging too early.
All right. Which brings us to the ghost. Gilroy. You're gonna be attacked. Melee.
What?
Make a Constitution saving throw. And Leander, you're gonna be attacked. Gilroy, it misses you.
Nice.
Leander, it hits you. And what did we get on the saving throw?
22.
Oh, you're good. Leander, you're gonna be taking 7 points of psychic damage. And Gilroy, that one slashes out at you and just goes right over your head as you duck down. And mainly, that one tries to push its hand into you as you've seen it do to other folk, but you power on through it, and you're feeling alright. You have a chance to react to that because it is your turn.
Is your short sword magical?
No.
No.
So what you can do is disengage and make a shot. Or actually, sharpshooters don't care.
I was just saying they
You can
don't.
just shoot the bow at them.
Oh yeah, that's right. I always forget about that.
It's right there.
Yes, but you're
Yeah,
just
okay.
that good.
Alright.
You could always sharpshooter it. Take the -5 to hit, +10 to damage.
Having the sharpshooter, you don't have to necessarily do that. You just don't take the disadvantage too. So it's like a right.
Yeah.
It's like a couple different things. It's
Yeah.
like you don't take disadvantage for.
For shooting into melee,
Okay.
you ignore 3/4 cover,
Mhm.
and you can do the -10 plus or -5 plus 10.
Did you roll?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
What do I do?
Are you?
So for sharpshooter,
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So
-5
it's,
to your to hit. So
it's-
+3.
It's still 18.
Yeah.
And then you're good. Yeah. And then you do +10 to damage on top of what you would normally do.
Okay. So it's
max damage.
So
Like 20 something.
21 damage. Yeah.
21.
Yeah, that one hits it right in the face. You immediately turn around after this thing reaches into you, and just with this new overdrawing skill you've earned, you pull right back and release, and it just and bursts away from you.
Maybe a little bit of overkill, but
Yeah, it
I'm
kind
okay
of
with
was.
that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and that one just dissipates immediately.
You
from
just
that
did
hit.
your 4 damage.
Yeah, and notably those magic arrows feel pretty good. Which brings us to Erlon.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. Seeing it hurt Leander, I'm gonna hack wildly at it again.
Okay.
With my reckless attack. So that is only a 10
Oh, where's all the natural 20s this
or
section?
11, but yeah.
Oh, that is a miss. Gilroy, this one is right
I think
behind
it's
you.
that die. It hasn't rolled well at all tonight.
It was good in the beginning.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I think. I'll cast light on my on the end of my staff.
Okay.
Light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just as a cantrip light?
Yep.
Okay.
Does it do anything?
It does not seem to back away from the wall.
Damn it!
It makes it more apparent, but it doesn't seem to be adversely affected by it, no. Would you like to disengage or anything?
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay. Up this way if you'd like.
Yeah, and I can go 3 actually.
Oh yeah, and then quarter set.
So, I guess
Like
I'll
up
go
here?
3. Yeah,
Yeah.
in that direction.
So I'll leave that up to you.
Get him, Melee!
I've seen what you can do.
You can see him clearly now.
Leander.
I'll take a swing.
Okay.
17
Yes.
for 11 damage.
Nice. Very close to being dead.
Oh yeah.
Which brings us to the Shades. One attack at Erlon. It's a miss. And then this one's gonna float on over to melee. Make an attack on you for a 23. So yes. It's gonna be doing 9 points of psychic damage as it slashes out at you. Which brings us to melee. Not again!
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna use the sharpshooter on him. Hopefully.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
20.
Natural 20?
No,
Oh,
but-
No.
yeah. Then
I
you,
rolled
yeah.
a 17, and then plus the 8 minus 5.
Right.
Oh, 19.
19.
Yeah, well, that kills it.
Yeah, Melee's just, she's a wrecking machine when it comes to her bow.
You're used to these guys now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you have the angle on them and everything.
Right.
As these things appear behind you, you're just able to react so quickly and plunk one right into them that
Right.
takes them right out. Their forms just can't handle the precision of it, which brings us to Erlon.
The magic right in their center, like, disrupts their...
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like a beggar using a weapon like this, and I just slash at it again, recklessly. 10.
Poor Erlon!
Erlon, I need you right now!
Gilroy!
I think I'll just be
You're
like,
just so used to a blade that's like 10 times as long as this one. You
Exactly.
expect it to hit.
he'll say, "Good job, Melee. I knew you could do it when I backed away. Just need to give you some space." And I'll turn, I suppose, and say, "Now for you, and firebolt with a natural 1."
Now for you!
My friends.
This is like a little firecracker going off at the tip of his staff there. Which brings us to Leander.
Right. Take a swing at it.
Yes.
Try not to hit any cave walls with this shiny new longsword.
Fair enough.
21
Yes.
for 12 damage.
Yeah, it's dead. And
Man.
upon this one being destroyed, the room suddenly becomes a little bit warmer, and the very feeling of the air feels lighter, and you feel as though a lot of the presence here has been destroyed, that you have fought your way through it, at least in this section.
We're making progress here.
Can you get all my arrows?
Okay, collecting back up the arrows. After this, though, we're going to start making
Yeah.
survival checks to
That's fair.
see how many you get, yeah.
I'm gonna hand you my 1 arrow, because I don't think I'm gonna be using it anytime soon. I have 1 magic arrow. I think you'll make better use of this than I will.
Put you
I need
guys
to
all
rely on you more.
up that way. What would you like to do?
I have lots of spells left, luckily.
I'm gonna use all 3 charges on my shield just to... I'm gonna give, I guess, 2 to me and 1 to Melee.
Okay.
4 to me, 1 to me,
+5.
and 4 to Melee.
Or melee.
Thank you.
So pulling out those small rubies with their slightly divine essence, you essentially crumble these things in your hands, and they glow quickly and wounds seal themselves. And then in the morning, it creates more small rubies.
Right, and this damage they're doing is more like... It's just the mental part of a wound. It's
Yes.
kind of like the cold and pain of a wound.
Yeah,
but
though you
not...
do have bruising and stuff. Yeah, it's more
Ah,
so the psychic side of it, but there is a bit of physicality to it. You do legitimately become very cold when they
Yeah.
run themselves across you. Really just standing on top of skeleton. My bad. So which way would you guys like to head?
I suppose just into the...
Further on in?
Yep.
Yeah.
You see before you another one of those doors, my classic crooked doors. And in the room above you is definitely the most notable room of this area so far.
Ooh.
You see a great many more freshly dead bodies. It seems like these people couldn't have been here more than 2 years ago. There's at least tattered remains of their clothing, and they're not completely skeletized
Right.
yet.
They're not like dust or anything.
One of them has underneath him a large hunk of iron that looks like a sleek greatsword. Another one is holding a tome, and I have a handout for said tome. And beyond them, you see a door covered and printed with golden runes of a language you do not know, and it also seems to have 4 sockets in it.
Well, I'll cast, as a first, I'm going to cast Divine Sense, just to look around this room.
There is something demonic up that way, and it is bad.
Through the door?
Through the door.
I'm going to take the initiative on this one. I'm going to grab the tome, and I'm going to
Okay.
point out the greatsword to Erlon.
I make a motion like I'm going to toss you back your knife.
So the tome,
Oh, all right, here you go.
the tome says,
Thank you.
what is that there? And yeah, move that into a position where you can readily read it aloud and just go on through it.
So I pick up this thick leather journal, soaked with blood.
You know,
Journal.
as you do.
It's a regular journal. But, it really seems to be soaked in with this blood.
That's a lot of blood,
Yep.
notably.
So,
Can you read it aloud?
sure. I guess I will.
Please? I can't wait much longer.
Staren's contacted me, say there's work up in Lowton. I'd prefer to continue investigating the rumors to the west, but it does cross my current path north from Landington. Staren say there's urgent work near Lowton. Regrettably, I owe them quite the favor for funding that blasted Mythica expedition. I'll set out at the end of the week once I have the necessary reagents. The road is not treating me well. Farinwellian bodyguard aren't very trustworthy of anyone showing the slightest magical prowess. He's a professor, not an anarchist. He was right to answer the call. These ruins have been kept in fantastic condition. They have certainly predate the known civilizations of Alaire. The construction is unlike anything he's ever seen. He had help from the local temple. Delved into the ruins farther than ever before. 6 brave men and a priestess. He scouted the halls in search for clues to the origins. He includes the pottery as a kind of a, I guess, clue. They've stumbled across something quite intriguing. Farthest corners of the ruins I found in the doorway. Tarnished iron, locked, with some writing in ancient language imprinted upon it. He said his work began. He doubts the trustworthiness of his companions. The more they discover, the more nervous they seem to become. I guess the last part I can read is, Lorraine left me here alone today as I pondered the writings. She seemed troubled. I hear footsteps coming this way. Armed men ready to take my life for whatever valuables lie beyond this door. Fools. I've already confirmed these ruins are indeed cursed, surrounded by hidden abyssal runes. I've no doubt that their actions today will mean the end of everyone who sets foot in this place. This brings me a cold comfort. I always enjoyed watching these ancient machinations do their work. Still, I wish I knew what was beyond the iron door. To whoever's reading this, whether your intentions good or evil, my last deciphering led me to this. Only the most seasons of acolytes may pass. Do what you will and beware. Hopes he still remembers those old evocations.
So what you gather is the wizard came here, was hired to look into these ruins, did so with a group of people from town, and then they became suspicious the more they discovered, and eventually he was murdered, though the curse essentially turned everyone into shadows and caused everyone who murdered everyone down there to become murdered themselves.
This is just a cycle of murdering.
Yeah. And he was comfortable in knowing that whatever's beyond this door, no one can easily get their hands on it if they're just going to kill everyone to get to it.
Right.
And then, yeah, only the most seasoned of acolytes may pass.
I suppose I'll take a look at the runes on the door.
You cannot decipher anymore. You don't even know which runes he was referring to when he said that, deciphering. However, it does have 4 sockets in the door.
Gilroy?
Maybe those gems?
I'm gonna use the ruby and see if it fits into one
If
of
it fits
them.
into any of them?
Yeah.
It seems to fit into any of them.
Okay.
As with the diamond, seems to be of the same cut.
Looks like we need 2 more gems.
2 more, huh?
Why do you think the Midnight Court wants to be down here?
Well, I don't know if they know about this yet. Perhaps, though, they say that the temple was involved, and apparently they are infiltrating the temple. Maybe they told them about it in some record.
Well, keep looking. I don't feel right about this.
We'll definitely have some questions.
I think we should take the gems with us in case of
Yeah.
the spirit's trickery. I don't want to lose them.
I'll put it back in mine.
Sure.
And I examine the great sword.
Greatsword is covered in dwarvish runes.
I can read that.
Sweet deal. It speaks of the flames of the forge. It is no doubt a magical greatsword, and it is a greatsword of flames, and once per day, you can deal an additional 1d8 fire damage with it. Otherwise, it is a standard +1 greatsword.
Awesome.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it seems to be of older dwarvish construction, beyond the golden age of dwarvish smithing. More recent than the really revered items, but still of master quality.
This is a nice piece, very fine piece of work.
I think you'll have more success with that than...
I think so too. This feels more like home to me.
Good.
You can keep your paltry dagger.
Just you wait and see.
Suppose we have some searching to do.
Yes.
Yes.
There's a room to the south that you guys did not enter. And it also goes a little bit further south.
So is the room to the creek door.
Yes, the old creek door.
I'll take a look in there.
Okay. So peering on in there, you find another skelly. Looks like a man who was attempting to hide from whatever fate happened here.
Mm-hmm.
And searching about, it does not take you long to find a very dark green emerald.
Gotcha. I assume looks about the same size as the one
It
Melee
is the
got.
same cut as the other 2.
Hold it up. Found another one. One more to go.
3 or 4, hopefully. And this isn't just
Who's
totally
there?
wrong
Yeah.
thing to do.
Well, then
alright.
we'll have some gems.
That's true. That's a good point, Melee.
Not the worst thing.
Which way would you like to head?
I suppose south.
South?
Yep.
Okay.
Does it look? Well, I suppose we'll find out in a second.
Yeah, no, as you move down, it looks like the ruins peer out into another direction that was cut off. And you do see some familiar-looking toxic clouds down that way, which emitted from those spores back in the Goblin Cave.
Right.
Not a fan of the spores.
But there's, like, we can get in there before.
What's that? Oh, yeah. No, you guys are it's in this
Oh, I get
corner
that.
over here.
Okay.
And you can X out of the Bloody Journal there if you'd like to.
Yeah, sure.
And, well, if you guys were to look slightly closer, if that intrigues you at all, you do see our good friend
Closer.
dancing about.
The dancing goblin's
Beyond.
back?
Oh, wow.
Aw.
He seems to have a chest next to him, and he is dancing about in merriment in the middle of all these mushrooms, and occasionally, as he dances, he motions towards the chest and then just keeps dancing away.
We try not to kill him.
Alright.
We can try.
I've got this. I will...
What is kill?
I have experience with these things. I'm gonna cast Unseen Servant.
Okay.
To just walk through there and
moves
open
on
the
through.
chest.
You watch as an invisible frame moves on through that gas, pushing it to the sides. The goblin just continues on dancing about, having a great time, and you command him to pop open the chest and grab its contents.
Yes.
All right, I have to make a roll because that chest has some random stuff.
Cool.
And he's just like silently.
The goblin has no note of you. Yeah, this seems to be what he was born to do.
I like him.
It had a small bundle of 2 healing potions in it.
Wow, stacking up. Alright, I'll take it with my Unseen Servant. So you guys see the potions lift up out of the chest and come waltzing back through to us. I'll just sort of pluck them from the air and put them in my satchel. Give them a little wink. And keep going.
Well, he doesn't seem to be harmful, but I am concerned for his health down here.
I
He
think
seems pretty happy.
the spores might protect him. I don't know.
You guys wander back into the ruins.
Is that what's on that other side, on the opposite side of the room?
You do see another one of those large spider webs. Looks much older than the ones up top. Once again, very cobwebby and stranded.
That probably thinking it doubles back.
Pretty much. You
Yeah.
can presume it makes its way back to around where you guys had entered from.
I suppose the goblins are
That's pretty much the only thing that you had not checked out. Yeah.
right.
And if you guys
Zoom
all
us over
just
there?
scoot us on up
Yeah.
over there, and then shift positioning on that. So you guys go back up this way to the rubble where you heard the goblin speech. And what you see is just a little bit of light peering through on the other side, what appears to be a campfire of some sort.
Gotcha.
Is it like completely caved in, like up to the ceiling? Like,
No,
nothing
you
moves?
definitely could slip through it.
Okay.
And it's just like busted out this back wall into a more natural cave.
Yep. Yeah, there's a little bit of wispy smoke, the slight flickering light of a large fire, and the chattering of goblins beyond that way.
It would not surprise me if these goblins got their hands on the final gem.
Seems like something goblins would be interested in.
Exactly.
Probably not knowing anything at all about what its true purpose is. I suppose.
Just gonna bust on through, Leander?
Suppose so.
Okay.
I could try and do it quietly.
You could make an attempt
I
if you'd like.
put my hand on your shoulder. Maybe we should let one of the other people go.
I haven't tried to go first yet.
Go ahead, Gilroy.
Gilroy's feeling really good about himself.
Okay.
Apparently.
Alright. Leander steps aside and permits you to make your way on up.
Discovery's afoot.
When he snaps its fingers, it's always good.
A 7.
Yo, you
Not horrible. I make an attempt
No.
anyway.
You make it, and you see that there's this busted wall before you that has kind of cracked its way through. It'll peer in a second. And you peer out from beyond that wall, and you see before you a group of goblins. It's not moving. Who are dancing around a campfire. There we go. That seems to have a spider around it, a spider that they are roasting on a stick and eating away at. I'll bump up your light a little bit so that we can see it better. Boom. And they seem to have quite the camp around here, and laid in the middle of another one of those abyssal runes right before you is a much lighter looking emerald.
I'm gonna pick it up.
And the goblins turn back at you when they see this robed dark figure step through from the shadow place that they worship and are very afraid of. I think it's easy enough to say that they do not charge at you or anything. Even the leader here looks with wide eyes and then takes 2 steps back and nearly trips over the remains of the spider there, as they seem to just be terrified of you.
I think I will,
Did you find anything?
They're just looking at you like...
I'll send Silas, like, shooting out of my robe.
Okay. And I'll just run back away from it into the darkness.
And then I'll turn around and...
Just grab that.
Yeah, just grab it and leave.
Nice.
We deal. That worked out pretty well. And then, you
Yeah.
guys...
Do you have a Gilroy?
I have what I believe is the 4th stone. In my pocket.
I'll bring us on back to the kill room, as it's referred to in my notes.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, it's about time. We will be back very soon. I hope you've been enjoying this episode and this dungeon delve. There's this door to get past and what mysteries lie beyond it. Then we'll be making our way back to town, if everyone lives, hopefully. If you are watching this and have not yet subscribed to our channel, make sure to do so, or at least follow us. If you're watching it, post on YouTube, throw us a like or a share, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell and whatnot. Anything from you, Teach?
No, I think that should do it. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. We'll be back in like 5 minutes.
5 minutes, and we'll see you then. The adventure continues.